This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter Dudley welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And this birthday boy is a Chicago Bears icon. No, it's not Dick Butkus. It's not Mike Ditka. But he did appear a couple times on the hit show According to Jim with Jim Belushi. It's Brian Urlacher. Brian Urlacher played 13 years for the Chicago Bears. He's 43 years old. He played at the University of New Mexico, basically a school that, who wants to go to New Mexico for university? Anyway, he became one of the school's most decorated athletes and was an All-American in 1999. And he was actually drafted 9th overall by the Bears in the 2000 NFL Draft. Well, more on that later. He was one of the most productive defensive players. He was NFL Rookie of the Year in 2000, 8 Pro Bowls, Defensive Player of the Year 2005, and he was popular. He served as an analyst for Fox Sports 1, and he's been in the College Football and Pro Football Hall of Fame. So yeah, he was a good Bears icon and all that. He was raised in Washington State, but then after his parents separated, he was raised by his mother in New Mexico. So he decided to enroll at the University of New Mexico and major in criminology. New Mexico's head coach Dennis Franconi, who used to be for Texas A&M, converted Urlacher to linebacker, but left him on the sidelines often for more experienced players. New Mexico shocked a lot of people by actually getting to a bowl game. And Franconi jumped to Texas Christian University from New Mexico. So former UCLA coach was made to be guy. However, the new coach would give Urlacher a lot of things. More playing time and was given a versatile role in offensive defense. He was basically a cross between a linebacker and a free safety in the 3-3-5 defense scheme. So anyway, it was amazing and all that. Urlacher was even a return specialist and wide receiver, which was amazing. Despite the new coach's changes to everything, New Mexico slipped. However, not Urlacher. He was basically good. He even made 5 kickoff returns for touchdowns. That's amazing. He was actually a finalist for the Jim Thorpe Award for Best Special Teams Person and was 12th on the Heisman ballot. That's pretty good. He was basically a great New Mexico player and all that. So he was talented. Chicago needed a defensive playmaker because they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Decide that Urlacher needed to be picked. So the 2000 So the 2000 draft was held. And no, we're not going to talk about Tom Brady's sixth round pick. Anyway, Cleveland had the first pick and went with Courtney Brown, defensive end for Penn State. Big mistake. Washington did pretty well with their second and third picks. They got the second overall pick from New Orleans, part of the Ricky Williams trade from the year prior. So they picked LeVar Arrington, also from Penn State, but he was actually good. Washington got a trade from San Francisco. What kind of trade was that? Well, San Fran traded the third overall pick to Washington for their 2 first-round selections. So basically, they took offensive tackle Chris Samuels from Bama, and Washington looked good. Since he would take Peter Warrick, basically one of those great college players who just couldn't hack it in the pros. Baltimore took Jamal Lewis from Tennessee, running back. Great move by Baltimore, because Jamal Lewis is Baltimore's best running back of all time. Philly took Corey Simon from Florida State, a defensive tackle. Not a bad move. Arizona took Thomas Jones from Virginia, running back. Bleh. Then Pittsburgh took Plaxico Burress, wide receiver from Michigan State. That worked. And Brian Urlacher just outshone them all. The Bears took him. No one took a linebacker. Washington could have taken him as a linebacker, but no, they went with Arrington, which was a good move. The first round in 2000 was filled with great moves. Bubba Franks to Green Bay. Julian Peterson to San Francisco. Oakland in the first round picking Sebastian Janikowski. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so the first round was full of hits and misses. So anyway, Urlacher signed a 5-year contract with Chicago and all that. And basically, Urlacher struggled to perform consistency, but he would regain his spot in week 3 because the middle linebacker for Chicago, Barry Minter, had to miss time due to injury. So anyway, Urlacher seemed to be a good middle linebacker and all that. The Bears were not really that great as a franchise under his reign. However, in 2001, the Bears were 13-3, but got shocked in the division round by the Philadelphia Eagles. That wasn't good. I mean, Urlacher was the man and all that. And basically mediocrity and injuries just ruined Urlacher's career. He was pretty good. He got to be in the Hall of Fame in 2018. Yep, he was in, according to Jim, in the episode that basically Jim was trying to make sure that his wife did not know about her surprise party. Basically acted like a jerk to make sure that she didn't get on. Urlacher's been in many commercials. He's the cover athlete for Sega Sports NFL 2K3, which is a decent game, but it will never be 2K5 in my mind. Yeah, 2K3 did pretty good. 2K3 was huge. It featured licensed ESPN presentation, halftime reports, player awards, and wrap-ups, and all that. I think 2K5 did that too, in effect. Franchise build was made, interactive menus. Historic teams were included for the first time. I don't know if they had historic teams in 2K in NFL 2K. I don't think they did. I don't remember that. So yeah. Yeah, I don't think they did that. Though. So yeah. NFL 2K3. It was given good mark and all that. I don't think NFL 2K5 had historical teams. So that's something I should really look at, even though I have the 2K5. I don't think NFL 2K5 had it. But anyway, regardless, Urlacher was the cover athlete for NFL 2K3. Urlacher spent a few years being a Fox analyst. Unfortunately, he got problems. He had a good reputation with the fans and all that during his rookie season and all that. His character and athletic ability, all that. People did name him the second most overrated player in 2006 behind Terrell Owens. Unfortunately, the massive controversy in his life was basically making a post to Instagram in August 2020 criticizing the NBA for players for boycotting playoff games over the shooting of Jacob Blake, and actually liked a now deleted post supporting the suspect and stated Patriot Lives Matter, all that. What an idiot. Anyway, he had more than 100 tackles for many seasons. Oh, that's pretty good. He has 2 daughters with an ex-wife and a son with his current girlfriend. Well, anyway, he lives with his daughters but has visitation rights with his son. So, yeah. Well, Urlacher dated Jenny McCarthy. And you know my feelings on Jenny McCarthy. So anyway, yeah. Urlacher is of Russian-German descent. So that's pretty cool. What do you think? So yeah. Kind of like it. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adu.